This is a cheese that's made from 2 milkings of cow's milk, the evening milking and the morning milking. Whereas, as I was telling our friends before you came over,
right,
the dolce is only made from 1 milking. So this is a little firmer cheese, and for your recipe, it's going to be great,
yeah,
huh?
you know, because, you know, we're going to cook these figs with a little bit of olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and then we're going to throw some crumbled gorgonzola inside. And this, the picante gorgonzola is a little bit firmer, so it won't melt all the way into the figs.
And the sweetness of that balsamic vinegar is going to be great, isn't it?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So what do you want me to do?
Well, if you'd like to toast the bread in some olive oil, that would be fantastic.
All right. So crostini. Well, this is just a little tiny toast and antipasto that Italians often have, right? So here's the bread, and I got a good crusty bread. A good bread. You know, we don't want a flimsy bread here. So how thick should I make these? About like this?
Yeah, that's good. Or maybe a hair thinner would be great.
A hair thinner?
Yeah.
Okay, good. This is nice, good bread.
Right. You know, this recipe, you could do a couple of things with it. If you're having a cocktail party, you could just toast the crostini and then, you know, serve them with the fig mixture on top. I'm going to make a salad for you and serve the fig crostini with salad, but whatever you like.
So you don't necessarily have to put them in olive oil if you want to just do them in toasted on a dry on a baking sheet?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Now.
You know, if somebody was watching how much fat they were taking, they could just toast the bread on a baking sheet would be fine.
Okay, is that enough for us?
That's beautiful.
I think we can handle that.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
I'm going to add some olive oil to these figs.
Let me get you a spoon.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
I was trying to clean up before you got over here. Here you go. These figs.
I know, you're always, you're so good about this, cleaning up and making everything so nice. Aren't they good? But you know, in the Northeast, it's hard for us to get perfectly fresh figs.
Okay.
And this recipe sort of takes that into consideration. What we do is, you know, the fresh figs we'll eat plain, out of hand. But any figs that are a little bit underripe or overripe, this recipe is great because the figs get cooked.
How's this?
Those look great.
They look good? Okay, yep. I'm going to toast them a little bit more on the other side because you really want them.
Is this the highest it goes?
Well, I got to buy a new stove, but yeah, that's about
There we go.
Okay, is that
great.
good?
Yep,
okay,
that's good.
so now you want to get the cheese ready?
Yeah.
All right.
What we do, actually, I'm going to add the balsamic vinegar. You see how the figs are starting to break down? Whoops, this is the olive oil.
Yeah, balsamic. All right. Yes, they're going to break down real easily now.
That's right.
Okay,
Just
high concentration of sugar in those.
Yeah. One thing that everyone needs to keep in mind is do not let the fig juices burn if you can at all.
Oh, that smells good already.
Doesn't it?
Boy. Okay. I'm getting a little brownness. Is this good?
Perfect. We can take those off and drain them.
Drain them now?
Okay, now, here the stove is doing a great thing. See how the figs now look like they're just glazed a little bit with the balsamic vinegar?
This would make a great sauce, just the way it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to add them put them into my bowl.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Now what? You're going to put the cheese with it now, right?
That's right.
Okay. They're done and draining.
Okay.
So what should I do next? On a cookie sheet?
Yep, we'll put those on a cookie sheet. That would be great. I am just going to crumble this gorgonzola into the figs.
Now this is the stronger tasting gorgonzola.
That's right. And if you only have the dolce, that's fine also. I like the sturdy texture of this cheese. So I think that
put this here for you.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, can I have a piece of that?
Please.
Because I did buy it special.
Did you?
Right,
we're just going to toss this together.
Uh-huh.
Then we're going to put some of the topping on each one of our crostini.
And you have to bake this for how long?
Well, hot oven, maybe 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Oh. What you want is you want a little crust to form on the top, and you want to get the cheese
nicely bubbly and melty.
Right.
Oh boy.
Need to get a little piece of cheese.
This is no cheap crostini, I can tell you.
No, especially in New England.
Absolutely, because it's not that. But you could use dried figs, couldn't you? If you didn't have.
What you could do is you could take dried figs and reconstitute them, maybe in some water or some wine. Let's just get this.
Get a little piece of cheese.
There we go.
Should I put it in?
Yeah, let's put this in the oven.
What were you saying about dried figs?
You could reconstitute the figs in either water or wine, and then cut them up and proceed with the recipe.
All right, that's in a really hot oven. Is that good?
Yeah, nothing could be easier than this. We're going to take a little bit of salt,
Yeah.
sprinkle it over the greens.
I'll watch these Crostini.
Beautiful.
How long should this take about?
Maybe 5 minutes, 6
5
minutes.
minutes, okay, it's going.
Okay,
All right.
so we have some salt. We're going to
Yeah.
sprinkle a little bit of pepper. Now, when I dress salads, I like to work around the outside of the bowl.
Well, now I learned something from you.
Because I just think that
Outside of the bowl.
Yep. And you know how most
Why is that?
recipes, it makes the dressing, the oil and the vinegar, incorporate easier for some reason. Okay?
I think you should do a scientific study on that and find out.
I have, believe me.
All right, so now, now we toss.
Now we just toss. Okay.
That looks great.
Yeah, it's very simple. You know, the recipe that my general rule for vinaigrettes is 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar
Oh.
versus 3 to 1 in the classic French way.
And we should tell everybody that we have some Belgian endive in here. We've got radicchio.
And arugula.
And arugula. Oh,
That's
what a
right.
nice combination. Well, you know what? I don't know. You want to take a look and see?
Yeah, let's take a look.
See what you think. I think they're done. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I think they're ready to come out of the oven. Perfect.
Beautiful. Oh, my goodness.
Great. So,
Okay.
to serve these up, all we do, put a little bit of the salad right in the middle of the plate.
Beautiful.
I think each person will take 2, right?
Okay.
But I
Well,
think
we're
you and I
hungry.
should share.
Get 4.
Okay.
That looks
There we
gorgeous.
go.